Hey guys, welcome back to another invigorating installment in Mr. Loong's calculus videos. So, this year's AP Brainrot AB test was just released, FRQs, obviously. And in spirit of the end of the school year, I thought I'd go ahead and show you guys how exactly to do some of these problems. I selected only like two, but I'm here today just to ease your mind after taking that test. I know you guys just want to go home and play Fortnite. Yeah, so I would do too. But I know some of you guys are also stressing out, so this video is for you guys. All right. So, AP Brainrot AB, Section 2, Part B. This is the no calc section. Calc is short for calculator, in case you guys are new to the lecture videos. This is the first question. Let's get into it. Okay. Yeet Man 57, over the course of his Fortnite match, drinks shield potions after he has double pumped in order to restore his shield. For time 0 to 40, Yeet Man 57's shield consumption is given by the differentiable function S. Select the values of S of t, where t is measured in minutes and S of t is measured in shields per minute, are given in the table up. Alright, so part A is asking what S prime of 16 is, okay? So, first thing you should notice, S prime of 16, S prime isn't given, 16 isn't even given, okay? Okay, so, what you want to do here, we've done like at least 700 of these practice FRQs leading up to this test. So, if you don't get this one's just basically 3 points, okay? If you don't get this one, it's on you, alright, okay? So, S prime of X is S of B on S of A on B minus A. So this is just MVT. You guys should know this. We've done at least 7,000 practice problems where you had to do this exact same thing. So you guys should have been prepared to do this. So we'll just run through it. S prime of 16 is take the two closest values on the table. S of 20 minus S of 16 on... Oh, sorry guys. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. My brain is still waking up. 20 minus 12. And that is 240, okay? On 20 minus 12. And guys, leave it like this. You should have left it like this, as to not mess up any arithmetic, because I know you guys are kind of stupid. So, leaving it like that is the best way to maximize your points, because you guys have probably been playing Fortnite, in the weeks leading up to this test. Maybe even the night before, this test, okay? So, don't risk it, guys. Leave it like this always. If you're taking BC next year, you'll have to be able to do this in 0.5 milliseconds in your sleep. Okay? Let's move on. B. Using the correct units, explain the meaning of the definite impossible S of t, absolute value of S of t dt from 0 to 40 in the context of the problem. Approximate the value of the impossible using a right sigma sum using 4 subintervals indicated in the table. Okay, guys. So, this is a bit of a loaded question. So, it's asking you to do two things here. Okay, don't forget that. It's asking you to interpret the meaning of this impossible, and it is also asking you to actually approximate the value, right? So first things first, let's do the meaning of this. Okay, so absolute value. First thing you should think: total distance, total whatever. Okay, guys. So using the correct units, and explain the meaning of the definite impossible. So if you were to graph this, right, guys? Okay. So that's S of t, that's t. If you were to graph this, it would be 0. So this is increasing until 20, then it just goes down, and then goes up again. Okay, guys? So this is what it would look like, but that's not the important part. It's asking you for the impossible from 0 to 40. So that's just asking you to take the area under the curve, and then whatever is negative, you turn that positive. Okay, guys? Okay, guys? So, and what's important is when you graph this, when you want to use the correct units, this is shields per minute. Oh, sorry, guys. My brain's still waking up. It's 8 o'clock and everything, guys. Yeah, guys. So, and this is minutes, right? So when you multiply those together, what do you get? You get shields. Okay. Once again, guys, this is basically 3 points. So if you didn't get this, shame on you. Using the correct units, explain the meaning of the definite impossible. Okay, so first, the N, nut in nut, stands for noun. That being, let's just write that again. The impossible from 0 to 40 of the absolute value of S of t dt. This is your noun. Okay, guys, don't refer to this function as it, please. My old calculus teacher drilled that into our brains and gave us zeros on everything that we didn't do. So we were forced to notate good because, otherwise we would, fail the class. Right, guys? Okay, so he's taught me everything I know about calculus to this day. Okay, guys? Alright, guys. So S of t dt is the total amount of shields in shields, because that's your unit, in shields from time. Oh, let's go ahead and consumed by eat man 57 unique name from time t equals, what is it, 0 to t equals 40. So that's part A of part B, right? Okay, guys. So this is basically the format that you have to follow, not to the T, but something like that, like relatively similar would get you full points for that, probably 1 point. Again, guys, they haven't released the answer key guide, so all I can do is guess. Okay, guys, I can't really confirm whether or not you get a point for that, but I can guess. Okay, guys, I've been doing this for like 20, 60 years now, so I think I have a basic gist on how to approximate. Speaking of approximation, part B of part B is asking you to approximate the value of the impossible from 0 to 40, absolute value as a TDT using a right segment sum with 4 subintervals indicated in the table. Okay, guys. So basically, what this is asking you to do is 0 to 40 S of t dt. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. It's 8 a.m. Okay, guys. Sorry. Messed up a little bit. Okay, guys, it's 8 a.m. So, this is from 0 to 20 plus 20 to 24. Actually, you would, sorry, guys. My brain isn't working too well. It's 8 a.m. and everything. So, you would turn this imposter growth to a negative because you want to flip the, as we say before, it goes from increasing to decreasing. So, you want to take this and then you want to put it up here. So, that's basically what you're doing by putting a negative out front. S of t dt plus 24 to 40 S of t dt. That's what you're doing here, guys. It's really simple. This is 3 points, guys. If you don't get this, this is on you guys. So, okay, so you want to do a right segment sum, right? So basically, what you want to write, I'm not going to actually do the math because if you simplify, you are a fool. Okay, guys? Right here, very important, approximation signs. Please do not forget the approximation signs. It is probably a point for just putting the approximation signs, so just do it. Whenever it says approximate, okay, guys, don't ever forget because you are dumb if you do. Okay, guys? So, guys, what you do for this one, I do it a little bit differently than most people would do it. So I start from the right of the table and I go left, as to not confuse myself, right? So I don't use this value ever. Alright, guys, so you just start off with the length of the rectangle. That is 16, 150. So you start off with the length of the rectangle, and then the value of that rectangle, the y value. And same thing for this one, so this one is 4 times, and this is positive, 220. And then we got rid of these two, so you do 8, 240, plus, got rid of that one, this one is 12, 200. And it doesn't tell you to put the units, so leave it like this, guys. Do not simplify on your FRQs. Okay, guys, if you do, you might end up messing something up like I have, How many arithmetic mistakes have I made in this single lecture video, guys? Like, probably like 20 trillion, like you can never know. And to be fair, it is 8 a.m., so my brain is still waking up, so I have that excuse, but, they aren't as lenient towards, you guys as they probably would to me. So, alright, let's move on. C. Bob 10196 is still Q with Yeatman in the same game. For 0 to 10, Bob 10196 shield is modeled by B of T, where T is measured in minutes and B of T is measured in shields per minute. Find the rate at which Bob 10196's shield is changing at time T equals 5. Another easy one, guys. It says to find the rate, and instantly, what should pop into your head? Derivatives. Alright, guys. Basically, what this question is asking you is, take the derivative of this, and then plug in this. And you should be able to do this in a few milliseconds. Okay, guys? Especially if you're taking BC next year. Because my BC kids have to do this in their sleep while blindfolded and getting water tortured at the same time. Okay, guys? So you guys have it easy. Right? Okay, now that we have B prime of T, you want to plug in 5. You want to show this step right here. Because probably, and again, guys, I don't know. Because they haven't released the answer keys that can tell you the specific points. But I can guess. Okay, I can guess. This is probably a point. Okay, guys? So, plug in 5. And bam, you're done. Leave your answer like this, guys. Don't simplify. Don't simplify. Okay, guys? Based on the model from part C, find Bob 10196's average shields per minute in the interval 0 to 10. So, another very simple one. So, basically what it's saying about the model is you just use the same function. Okay, guys? Okay, guys? So, average shields, what should pop into your mind? Average value formula, 1 on B minus A to B of, what's it, B of T dt. Easy, simple. You guys should know this. BC kids, this should be just running through your mind at all times of the day. Okay, guys? Because you're going to use this at least 40, 50,000 times this year. Okay, guys? Maybe in the first day. Okay, guys? So, let's just plug in all the information. 0 to 10, B of T dt. And this is a no calc problem. Calc is short for calculator, guys, if you're new to these lecture videos. It's just a slang that I use, you know, guys. Keep up with the times. Alright, guys? Okay. So, 1/10. You want to simplify. B of T dt is, so you add 1. Then you add 1 plus 300 t from 10 to 0. Okay, guys, and you would plug that in. I don't really feel like writing that out right now because it's 8 a.m. in the morning, guys. Sure you guys understand, guys. Okay, guys? And you just plug in and you leave it unsimplified, guys. Okay, guys? Okay. Alright. And that is part A. Just 100% free points all across the board. These kids were easy, you know? You guys should have been able to do all of these in probably, like, I'd say about 5 minutes because usually you're allowed 15 minutes for these, but in class I give you 6. Sometimes even 3. But, you know, you guys are very lucky today and you guys got 15. So, yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, number 2. Another gigantic paragraph length question. But if you really look at it, you know, if you guys don't think too much into it and know what it's talking about, you know, you don't really have to use too much brain power thinking that much. Okay, guys? So, Epic Games is hosting a Riz tournament in Ohio for $100,000 worth of V-Bucks in Fortnite. I would kill for this, a chance at this Riz tournament. Come on, guys. To qualify, contenders, called Rizzlers, must ride a hoverboard from Salty Springs to Tilted Towers. The velocity of P. Bateman Sigma's hoverboard is modeled using the family of functions y equals c of x rad 4 minus x squared, where c is a positive constant. The figure above this shows the region in the first quadrant bounded by the x-axis in the graph for sub c. V of t is measured in meters per second and t is measured in seconds. Okay, guys, at first this looks like a really crazy question because the y equals looks insane and there's an unknown constant. But think of this as like another, you know, think of this as a random in fills, you know, in squad fills. You know, you don't know them, but when you like play with them, when you use this equation more, you'll understand how nice and caring and how easy these are. Okay, guys, because we did at least 20 to 30 trillion practice problems like this in class, and let's just jump straight into it. Find the area under the curve bounded by the x-axis in the graph y equals c of x root 4 minus x squared for c equals 6. Using the correct units, interpret the meaning of your answer in the context of this problem. First thing, area under the curve. Okay, guys, we did, once again, we did at least 3,000 of these practice problems, right? So a is the integral from a to b of y, let's just say y dy. Okay, so let's go ahead and see where this intersection is. So you want to do y equals 0 because it intersects the x-axis. C of x equals rad 4. Oh, sorry guys, it's 8 a.m. C of x rad 4 minus x squared equals 0. This gets cancelled out. X4 minus x squared equals 0. And I know a lot of you guys have the instinct to just divide the x and try and solve for this x right here, but that is just straight up losing a solution, and you're kind of dumb if you do that, if you think about it. Alright guys, so what you want to do here is you want to split this into 2 different equations, because one thing times another thing that equals 0, that just means one of them has to be 0. We don't really know which one, so we're just going to do both. So x equals 0 and rad 4 minus x squared equals 0. So no need to simplify anymore, and just simplify very easily over here. It's plus or minus 2. Don't forget the plus or minus because you guys might be dumb if you do. Alright guys, okay. So plus or minus 2. This is in the first quadrant, so you can automatically eliminate the negative and 2. So the intersection is at 0, and that is 2. Okay guys. So, area, integral from 0 to 2 of c of x rad 4 minus x squared dx. And they just told us that c equals 6. So you guys got lucky on this one. 0 to 2, 6x rad 4 minus x squared dx. Okay guys, here you have the option to do reverse chain rule or u-sub. And since I know none of you are smart enough to do reverse chain rule, because, yo, even I can't do it, you know, and it's very confusing. So let's just do u-sub. Sorry guys, it is 8 a.m. 4 minus x squared. So you don't include the radicand because, you know, why would you? Take the derivative of both sides, and this is in respect to u, so this is dx with respect to u. Sorry guys, I am du on negative 2x equals dx. Alright, and then you plug it in for this. So let me just clear all this, guys. Okay, and don't forget to change your bounds, because, you know, I have many times back in my old calc class, and I would never hear the end of it from my old calculus teacher. Okay, guys, so please make sure never to forget to simplify. So, x is 4 minus u square root. And the bounds were 0 and 2, so x would be equal to rad 2 and 0. Or, rad 2 and 2, sorry, guys. 8 a.m. and everything. So, here we go. Rad 2 to 2. Wait, sorry guys. 8 a.m. So, this would be on the bottom. Rad 2 would be on top. And it'd be 6x. Rad u. Negative 2x on dx. Or du. Or, sorry guys. 8 a.m. things, you know what I'm saying? So, 2x. And then you can move the constant out front. So, I'm just going to do that in one step. Divide and move the constant out. Rad 2 to rad 2. And then rad u du. Okay, guys. And from here, you should probably be able to do this on your own. So we'll just skip to the next step, part B of part A. Using the correct means, interpret the meaning of your answer in the context of this problem. So this is identical to the one we just did. V of t is measured in meters per second. It even graphs it for you, so you should be able to do this pretty easily. Meters per second and times seconds. So you're taking the integral, you're taking the area under the curve. You are multiplying units. Equals meters. So that should be your unit. And correct units. Okay, that is good. Interpret the meaning of your answer. And guys, what is the acronym that we use? Correct. So for the two of you that said it. So guys, nuts. So C. Okay, Y is the. So think about it like this, guys. If you're not very sure, just think about it in Fortnite terms, as like many of you would. You know, this is like a real life example of how calculus is useful, because you can use it in Fortnite, right? So think about it like this. You guys are. So it gave you like all the context behind this, and all you gotta do is realize that when P Bateman Sigma is riding his hoverboard, how does he know how far he's going if the only thing he has is a speedometer telling him that he's going like 120 meters per second? He only has a speedometer, and he doesn't know how far he's going from Salty Springs to Tilted Towers. But if he wanted to find out, what would he do? He would obviously graph his velocity over time as a function, right? Like that's basically the first instinct you should have, and he would find the area under the curve. So that is basically the equivalent of what is happening here, but it's exactly what's happening here. P Bateman Sigma graphs his velocity as a function of time, and he's taking the area under, he's taking the integral, and he's finding an area, which is telling him how far he went from Salty Springs to Tilted Towers. Okay, that's a total distance, or his, not total distance, sorry, 8 a.m., is the displacement from Salty Springs to Tilted Towers. So the distance traveled in meters, it's the U, in nuts, okay guys, in meters, from time t equals, I forgot what it was, guys, it's 8 a.m. and everything, guys, I'm sorry, from time t equals 0 to t equals 2. So, easy question, guys, 3 points. I can't say the rest for B and C, but we will get to that right now, actually. Okay, it is known that for y, dy dx is this. So, basically just took the derivative, and it's would be a product rule and a chain rule. Don't forget your chain rule. You'd be a fool to forget your chain rule. God, I love my calculus teacher. P Bateman Sigma is it is known that his highest hover speed was 69.1 meters per second. Nice. What is the value C for P Bateman Sigma's hover trip? So guys, this is a very confusingly worded question. Not because of the fact that it's very hip and modern, you know, adjusted for the new generation because it's in Fortnite terms. But you know, like, what in the world are they asking about? C, his highest hover speed. But if you guys remember, back on one of our old unit tests where I made you guys do this with no idea what you were doing, or any idea how to take derivatives, you know, all you have to do, all this is asking you to do is find a max for this velocity graph, right? So it's basically just asking you to find like this point right here. What is this value when like what is this, and then what is C when it equals this? Easy question. You guys should definitely be able to do this. So first thing you want to do is to find a max or a min. You want to find where dy dx equals 0. Okay, guys, simple. We've done at least a bajillion one of these. So when you set dy dx equals 0, that's c4 minus 2x squared on rad 4 minus x squared equals 0. This gets destroyed. C4 minus 2x squared equals 0, 0. C gets double pumped. 4 minus 2x squared equals 0. 4 equals 2x squared. And then find out that 2 equals x squared. Rad 2 plus or minus is x, right? And it can't be negative, so it's rad 2 equals x. Okay guys, now that we have x, we want to plug that into the original equation right here. So we do y equals c rad 2, 4 minus rad 2 squared. Okay, and we solve for c. C rad 2 times 4, that'd be rad 2. C rad 2 times rad 2 is just 2c. And we're trying to find when it was 69.1. Sorry guys, 8 a.m. 69.1. And we end up getting 69.1 on 2 equals c. This is your final answer, guys. Do not simplify. No, I can't. So why would you? Okay, so pretty easy one right there. Each tier, P Bateman sigma sheds from crashing out after being cut from the list of Rizzlers is in the shape of a solid generated when the region bound by y in the x-axis is revolved around the x-axis. The volume of the particular tier is 2 pi cubic skibidi. What is the value C for this tier? So we've done at least 100 billion of these dishwasher problems leading into the test. And so what it's asking you to do is just to rotate this around the x-axis, and if you think about it, when you rotate it, it's going to look like a tear. So P Bateman sigma is crashing out, and he's crying, you know, and all you have to do is find the region when you rotate it. So what is the volume for the volume formula? So when you're rotating, it's v equals integral from a to b times pi. Just don't forget the pi. Don't do all this work and then forget the pi and then be embarrassed and then get 0 points on that FRQ because you didn't do it right. Never forget the pi. And that is it right there. Square that. And that is the formula right there. Okay, guys? So we're going to use that formula, 0 to 2, using the intersection we found from the part A. And that is c of x rad 4 minus x squared dx. So when you square that, it comes out to be c squared x squared. And then the square root is cancelled. 4 minus x squared dx. Pull a constant out front, as to not confuse yourself. 0 to 2. X squared 4 minus x squared dx. Then you distribute the x squared, 4x squared minus x to the 4th dx. Then you integrate that. C squared x. Sorry guys, 8 a.m. C squared pi is x to the 3rd, 4 on 3, minus 1/5 x to the 5th from 2 to 0. And guys, since you remember that problem gave you that volume equals 2 pi cubic skibidi, you want to do 2 pi, and you want to divide the outside by that. So it's just going to get c squared on pi. 2 on c squared equals, plug in 2, plug in 4. Oh, sorry guys, 8 a.m. 0. 4 thirds, 2 cubed minus 1/5 x to the 5th. X is 2. Minus 0. So then you would swap this. Swap C, and you would swap all of that. I'm not simplifying that. You shouldn't either. 2 to the 5th equals C. And that is your final answer. Do not simplify. College board graders get paid on an hourly basis. You know, make them work for their money, because that's what they deserve. Right, guys? So do not simplify. Leave your answers this. You don't want to make any silly mistakes. You don't want to be a fool. You know, maximize your points. This is just 2 FRQs I've done today. So, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. You know, make sure you guys subscribe for more monthly calculus lectures. And yeah, I will see you guys later.